Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your saved searches inside SAM.gov to leverage the power and the automation that SAM.gov actually has built into the system for your government contracting business. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. In order to do this, kind of step one, you have to be signed into SAM.gov. So just know you won't be able to see all the screens that I see if you're not signed in. And this is also the latest and greatest updated. So the way that SAM.gov looks is a little bit different, but it is the most dated version that's currently on the market. So I'm just going to click contracting. We're going to go to advanced search just like we would to look for opportunities. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is three NAICS code industry example searches. Okay, so the first one, what we want to do is I'm going to give you a few different criteria that I recommend that you use for these searches, especially if you're just getting started. So the first thing is going to be looking at what is the due date. When we go to dates, we are going to select probably the next month. Okay, so like the next 30 days. For notice type, if we're looking for live bids, which for this particular search that we're creating, we will be looking at live bids. So we're going to select solicitation and combined synopsis solicitation, and you can see that those have been added by their boxes that are added down below notice type. Okay, so we got next month, we have notice type, and then we are going to go down to the product or service information where we are going to just, for now, focus on the NAICS code box. For the first industry, we're just going to type in 561110. If you have a NAICS code that you want to do this with, by all means, you should. When we scroll up, we can see we have 5 results. We have 5 opportunities that are due over the next month that are live solicitations that fit the 561110 Office Admin Services NAICS code. And just to verify, we have one solicitation for release of information, another for relocation readiness support, admin services, data entry front desk, and then clerical support services. So yes, it looks like the scope of these contracts is consistent with the code that we've chosen. So now, if you wanted to save this search, what you could simply do is scroll up to actions, which is the 3 dots, which you may not have even known was there, but if you didn't, you can actually click save. Once you select save, you can save this search as the 561110 NAICS code search, and that is going to allow you to save it. It won't change screens, it'll just say saved successfully. Now from there, if you want to actually see where the search went, you will have to navigate to your workspace. So once you're in your workspace, you can select now saved searches. And within these saved searches, we can see the 561110 NAICS code search that we just created. And if we select on it, it's just going to rerun that search. And since we just ran it, it'll be the same 5 opportunities. Now, I do recommend doing this particular search for your NAICS codes for your individual industries, as I've teed up so far. If we want to change this search and change the NAICS code, we can deselect the code and change it to, for example, maybe a construction code to 236220 and select that until we see that exists down below. We still have the same notice type and the same date offers due. Now, if we come over to save this search, we could do a save as this time. That way we don't change the original and say 236220 NAICS code. We could say construction search and save. And instead of navigating directly to your workspace, you could just select save searches. And now you can see the 236220 construction NAICS code search is there as well. So I also promised to show you how to turn these searches on. So this would be, for example, if you wanted to just run this search, you could come into your saved searches and click on it and run it. That way you don't have to reselect all this criteria, and it will save you time. But now, what if you want the email updates? Okay, so you're not going to automatically get these. You're actually not going to get them at all until you do what I'm about to show you. So we go back to saved searches. We have to come to now these 3 dots, which are different. That is under actions. When you select that, we have new options to choose from. We can edit name, we could duplicate that search, we could delete it, we could notify or download. For now, we want to select notify. Notifying it means notifications have been turned on. So then when we reselect it, now we have the option to stop notify. Okay, so unless it actually says stop notify, you're not going to start getting those email updates. And it might take a day for those to come through, but then you should be getting those daily. That way you can just essentially go on your Gmail or your Outlook and scroll through opportunities on your phone inside of your inbox because you selected the notify button. I also want to show you what you can do when you download this information from the search, but before we get to that, there's also a few different types of searches I want to show you before moving on. So I'm back to a plain search field here. Now, what if we want to search for notice types other than combined synopsis? For example, maybe you're someone who's interested in responding to market research, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of for most new GovCons, but say you want to start looking at awards that are being posted as well. Maybe you even want to get notified when awards are posted. With the SAM.gov search automation, you are able to set both of those searches up by changing the notice type. So for example, we will just quickly recreate the next 30 days and we will recreate the 561.110 NAICS code. Now, instead of live bids, let's say we did want to entertain sources sought notices. We can go to notice type, and instead of solicitation combined synopsis, we could select sources sought. Okay, this is stage 1, and we can see we only have one opportunity here. But if we did want to start keeping our eyes on, say, a longer pipeline, opportunities that are not quite yet a full-blown solicitation, we could set up another search for that. And then we could go and select save and say sources sought search 561.110 save. Now in doing that, we've added now sources sought as well as the full-blown solicitation. And you can easily go in and change these by editing the name. Let's say it's 561.110 solicitation NAICS code search. I mean, whatever it's going to make it easier for you, especially if you're relying on those inbox automated emails. That way when the email comes in, you know exactly what the search is for. So you might want to go ahead and make sure you have more intentional names for your saved searches as well. So now let's quickly go ahead and do the same thing for awards. So it'll be the next 30 days for awards, which feels a little funny because we're talking about award notices. But we'll go ahead 561.110. And there's no matches found, so we could actually, let's see, what are our other options? Let's do any time. Because if you're looking at awards, right, maybe you're conducting research, and it's not necessarily as important per se when that particular award was issued, but you'll be able to look and see that all the different awards that were posted, probably fairly recently at least, under that particular NAICS code that you can still see on SAM.gov, and you're not having to use another system like USA Spending or FPDS to do that deeper level research. So we can go ahead and save this search as well, and we'll just say award 561.110 NAICS codes. Checking our saved searches, you know, very easy. We can go and we can turn on notification for all of these. That way we can start getting those automated emails as well. So for example, let's see what happens if we actually download into, let's say, well, we'll see the different option it gives us, but for the actual solicitation NAICS code search, let's export that out of SAM.gov. We have a CSV option or a PDF option. I will show you what both of those look like, and we can go ahead and open that up. So we can see what it's showing us here and also what it's not showing us. So what we get is the notice ID. We do get the title, so we are seeing it's admin services or clerical support services. It is giving us a bit of a description on this. Looks like maybe 1 to 2 sentences. We are seeing last modified date, whether it's solicitation or combined synopsis solicitation. We do have the POC information. We do have the set aside. We have the NAICS code title, but not the actual 6-digit code itself. So I would say not terribly helpful in terms of a solicitation export. We can also see what it looks like in the PDF version as well. So, you know, I imagine this being something like, say you have a partner you're wanting to send opportunities to, or say you have a team member, maybe an employee that you want to review searches. If those searches are going to you, you can do a quick export and you can have them, you know, kind of mark these up or dig into them more. But as we can see, it's kind of just like a screenshot almost from SAM.gov, which is pretty good. But, I don't know. I honestly like this better than the Excel for reading purposes. But if Excel had more data, it would be better for sorting purposes. But we just don't have too much to work with in that regard. And so I will also add that I do recommend conducting manual searches in addition to your saved searches. But I would say your saved searches should account for about 80%, and then your manual searches should account for 20% of the searching that you're doing. That way you're just, again, utilizing the power and the automation that SAM.gov has built into it for your business. So if you are watching today's training, I also want to add, if you are a new viewer, welcome. We would love to have you as part of our membership. Consider subscribing to the channel. I try to provide transparent, sometimes blunt or very straightforward government contracting advice, tools, tips, tactics, screen recordings like today, because I'm very passionate about providing the truths about government contracting that we don't see in many other places of this industry. So after you subscribe, if you want additional training as well, I have around a 35-minute great training. I give you pearls, I give you gems in it. It's totally free, and it's how to win contracts fast without wasting time and money. So it's a bit different than today's video. It's all about strategy, and it really focuses on what I've learned along with the success that I've seen with many of my clients, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and also what worked for me, having been in the space for over 12 years now. I will have the link for that down below. I highly recommend it. It's not going to be a huge amount of your time. And again, it's totally free. So win contracts fast without wasting time and money is all about strategy and saving you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of frustration getting started in this space, and instead giving you really a step-by-step roadmap of something that you can literally focus on and build over the next 12 months, because I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably newer to government contracting, and you probably wish you could find somebody to just tell you exactly what you should do and maybe some of the pitfalls that you can avoid. That's exactly what this training is for. So again, the link for that is down below. I recommend it for everybody, even if you're in an intermediate level in government contracting, I recommend it highly. So now, when it comes to your saved searches, I do recommend, again, setting up saved searches for your individual industries. So that means individual NAICS codes. And as we showcase today, if you do want to break those out, for example, sources sought or awards, honestly, go for it. It's not weird to have like 5 to 10 searches coming into your inbox. It might be a little bit annoying at times, which is why you can stop the notifications if you find that certain searches are not what you're needing at that stage in time. But it really is helpful to just, if nothing else, scroll on your phone when you've got time to kill. You're in the car and somebody else is driving, you're sitting at the airport. So I hope you enjoyed today's training. I hope you find it straight to the point. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you have questions about what I showed you here, you want to see other tutorials, let me know ideas for other tutorials in SAM.gov down below. I do have already other SAM.gov tutorials, so definitely check out the GovKidMethod YouTube channel for other videos if you're looking for other things. Also, don't forget the training, and until next time, guys, you got this.